I was going to get my old lady to ride her scooter around the block and pretend she was going to work early so I could get her as an intro, but she told me no. She said, you're an idiot. Oh, there she is. That's her cute scooter. Happy birthday. It's her birthday today. So I'm going to go, and I know nobody watches me ride the bike. So I strapped my fishing pole here, and I'm only going to use a slip bobber everywhere I go with a little, my friend Brandon's favorite jig that he's gave me for panfish. My slip bobber tied up, and I just went with the easiest way possible. I got a little tow strap that comes around here that hooks right into here, and just some wire there. I'm over driving with a helmet, and it's all too hot, and I'm getting pimples, and nobody watches anyway. So if something happens, I can just hit record there on the ride. You missed what just happened today with these two salesmen, these two girl salesmen, and they avoided my Ring camera. They were smart enough to walk around the Ring camera, and I got signs everywhere. You got to be out of your fucking mind to come in my yard. I had my shirt off and everything, and I got gasoline cans. You guys know I got fucking trash everywhere. I look like a serial killer. Look at the house. Listen to me when I tell you, they would not take no for an answer. They would not. I'd say something like, I said, no, I do all of my own shit by myself. You know what I'm saying? I built the roof. I started naming stuff off. I said, have you ever even worked with concrete? Because they're talking about basement solutions or something. I said, have either one of you even worked with concrete? And they're like, no. And then they had the balls to say to me, get this. Man, I used to have my camera back here, but then when I had that mouse, I moved it. So look at it. I would have got it all on camera, and they avoided the front camera. And I said, they said to me, they had the balls to say to me, they had the balls to say, you hate women. It's because you don't like women. I was like, oh, hell no. They had the balls to say, you don't like women. And then I said, it wouldn't matter if it was a man or a woman that ain't coming in my house. Period. And then they said, what did she say? Something like, I'm misogynist, sexist? I don't know. I said, I hate everybody. You missed it. And she's like, well, what would you have done if a couple men showed up here? And I said, well, last time a couple men showed up here, the cops got called because we got in a fight in the front yard. And they still wouldn't leave. And it was women. I'd never seen women with that high pressure sales tactics. It's to the point where I think they're just sending their best salesmen at me. I don't know if in my other videos you've seen my front door. I have multiple signs that say no soliciting. I have you're on camera everywhere. The only reason I don't have a huge keep out sign that's orange is I did, and the neighbor across the street asked me nicely if I'd take it down because we're in a nice neighborhood, and he said, come on, Matt, that's really tacky. And I'm pretty close to putting it back up. They walked right in my backyard. My old lady starts getting mad. She comes out here and the girls still don't leave. Then she whips a shirt out at them. It just misses the girls, right over their head, grazing them. For me to put a shirt on, and they still wouldn't leave. Finally, I said, listen, I've got all these fans waiting on me to make a video. For me to ride my motorcycle and make a video. You gotta go. They finally left. I even asked them, I said, don't you ever get nervous for your safety? Somebody's gonna end up hurting you. Like, in this day and age, you're not taking no for an answer? Oh, you're pushing your luck. I was a top salesman in Las Vegas. And I'm telling you right now, I was the top salesman, and all my sales tactics were friendly. I was a trickster. I pretended to be friends with them, and I would never answer it after work, and I had my personal cell phones, so I'd make the sale and stuff. They all thought I was their friend. But that's a way better way to go on about sales than getting people upset at you. Not taking no for an answer. And then somebody buys your a vehicle from you, and then a month later they want to kill you because they can't return it, and they feel like they got gypped. It's just a horrible way to go about sales. I would do it if I had to, but if I'm just got a job and I don't have to do it, there's no way I'm getting into high pressure sales. It's not happening. I will if I need a place to sleep and my life depends on it, I'll take a sales position like that. But it's just not comfortable for the salesman, and it's not comfortable for the customers. And it's basically stealing people's money. You put them on edge like these two were trying to do. And I explained that to them. And they didn't agree with me. They're doing what they got to do. The only reason they're getting in people's yards probably is because it's two women. Whether they want to believe it or not, they think they're the best salesmen in the world. It's because, like they already told me back here, that weird drunk guys get them cornered in the basement. And I just shook my head and said, for $15 an hour, I said, they better be paying you more than that $15 an hour I know they're paying you. You're going to end up with a knife in your back, you know? You're not going to take no for an answer until somebody gets you cornered in their basement. And then so I told them they didn't want to listen to me, but that's their business. I wonder if they'll think about that when it happens, because it will. You keep playing the game, Russian roulette in this day and age with weirdos, and you're willing to go in their houses, and man, you better be getting paid $100,000 a year, not $15 an hour. Anyway, I spent too much time on that, but they made me so damn angry. I was called a sexist. They tried everything, and I'm like, you just don't get who you're talking to. #1 regional sales over here. Like, if I wouldn't have any respect for myself if I allowed you to sell me. Don't you realize what I'm saying? And they still wouldn't take no for an answer. She's throwing shirts at them. Fuck it up, man. The keep out sign might be going up. You want to get a bunch of attention from men? Put a fishing pole on your rocket. Oh my God, you don't even believe how many men I had waving and screaming, fuck yeah. I guess because you're meshing all the like manly things in one, you know, like freedom, you know, like riding a motorcycle, freedom with the fishing pole strapped on the back. Holy shit. I had guys yelling at me every time I stopped. And now, of course, my camera's faced the other direction. The smiles I got from everywhere from 20-year-olds to gas went up again. I only got $3 on this card. Almost a gallon. That'll be enough for a while, 40 miles. I have gotten smiles from everybody from 20-year-old kids were screaming at me and giving me like the boogie sign, to an 80-year-old man was so happy. Crazy, just to have my little fishing pole on here. All right. Dang, I accidentally put it all in there. Oh, it does feel real free. I never really think about it because it's me riding, and I don't try to brag or be like that at all, but it is really freedom to have a fishing pole and like a bottle of Mountain Dew and be on a motorcycle, and your only intention is to take a ride and toss a pole in the water and try to catch a bluegill or something for you. It's held up perfectly. So here's how I got this locked in. Just on a simple, it worked great. I was doing highway speed and it didn't come off, so I'm just gonna keep it clicked in here like that. I don't know if you saw that. Then all I had here was a little that's it. Ugh. And then it worked out good. Oh, you guys should have seen it. I just turned the camera off. Oh my God, I was at the gas station. I parked the bike on it was on a little hill. I was going in for to go to the bathroom, and I parked it on like a little edge. 20 years I've been parking motorcycles. I've never had one like fall over. I got about 5 feet away and I seen it tipping. I'm like, oh no, because it was on gravel. So embarrassing. Anyway, I ran at it and put my whole body on it, you know, but it was already too far leaned over. But I saved it from any damage, but it all fell on my body, and oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? I went under it, so my hand hurts, my knee, but there was no way I'm letting it, you know. I was already embarrassed. So there goes to show you, gotta be the cool guy, know everything. I knew everything, and I'm the best, and you get stuck in that stupid thinking you know everything. 20 years of riding. I thought it'll be all right. I've left it like that before, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I just put them wires like that. So, see, I tell the truth. It happens. So, it was embarrassing. That's all it was. The embarrassment was just unbearable. People ask if you need help. And oh, Wally, let's see if your favorite lure catches fish. So, I just got a swivel holding the bobber in there. See if it works. I didn't check, actually. Like, I didn't check if this. Let's see. I guess the whole idea is movement of the I never really learned how to use these jigs. I'm not getting any bites. I was gonna bring live bait, but the whole idea was to do it like straight up with just a cheap lure. And the anyway, the pole holder works. So yeah, I got a little nibble there, but it's gonna be tough to fish without a live bait, I think. Oh, you see that? The whole idea is to catch a fish without and I'm being quiet, like that's gonna help. The only idea was just to come out here and catch a fish with nothing. I almost did. I gave up so quick. I got Wally's lure. Love you, buddy. He said, if you want to catch bluegills, just use that. Throw it in the water, only 2 feet up. Do a little jig on it, you know, just a little jig, and they'll nip it. He said, you'll get crappie, you'll get bluegill, whatever's out there, you'll get it. I had a nice hit too. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was too late on the draw. I was risking a brand new fishing pole too. On the motorcycle, if it would have fell off, that would have been a bad day for sure. Dang, you guys, I almost had one. Right off the rip, I almost had one. I only got one lure too. That's all I brought. Because it was going to be like a challenge. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, why wouldn't you bring your whole tackle box out here? Maybe you'll enjoy it, you know? Oh, well. I'll dig for worms, I guess. I can go up to the corner store for worms. My buddy Wally's really good at panfish. He really knows what he's doing. I got one. Look how tiny it is. I knew it would be. Look at it. But that's not the point. The point. Look at that. That's a bass. Look at this. Ooh. Tiny little bass. Now I could fish with it or something. But I'm not gonna. I think in Wisconsin it's legal. It's legal to fish with bait fish if you catch them. I'm not gonna look up the law. I'm not worried about it. But there you go. I assume that's exactly what we were going to catch out here. They're yelling at each other, but not really loud enough to get on camera without a microphone. So, and it's miserable out here. I can see why. The bugs are already biting, mosquitoes. For what? What am I doing this for? Shit. Fucking loony. Fucking goofy, dude. I've had a day for no reason. I do it to myself. Thinking it's going to be a good day. In my head, it was so good idea. Everything was such a good idea in my head. Like, I'm going to go catch this big bluegill. First off, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Everything. Just like that. Boom, 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 boom. And if you're asking me if it was worth it, fuck no. Fuck no. None of this was worth it. Fuck no. In this humidity? Hell no. I was better off going anywhere else. On the bay, walk out there till it's up to my shoulders and then just cast it out with a big weight as far as I can. How's it going? Talking to myself, man. Do you catch anything bigger than like a couple inches out here? You have no idea.
We came here a couple summers ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and There's definitely a lot of bass in here.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
like frogs.
Right. I know that, but that's usually out in the weeds. We caught most of them, but.
Well, so last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was like 2 years ago.
We sat on this damn dock for probably 6 hours one day.
Yeah.
Catching little fucking bait snaps.
Yeah. And just using those? Or what?
We wasn't catching shit. That was all we were catching. But then all of a sudden these two little freaking, I don't know what the hell they call it, two kids walked up and they had a couple of bait casters, and the one of them he casted one time and pulled fucking...
Oh, a smallmouth or something?
Big largemouth.
Oh, yeah?
That thing had to have been that fucking fat.
Oh, yeah.
It was huge.
I've seen them.
But
we used to catch...
It was like one cast that way.
Oh.
That tree wasn't there when we were here either.
That's probably good for it, though, you would think. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I should have brought some poppers or something, or some bass rats or something.
That little waterfall thing there, me and my dad used to go there all the time.
Yeah, it's not even running. There's no water. I went there today for, no, not a drop. Yeah.
That's surprising.
I know. What's going on, dude?
We have had a lot.
I know. This town's strange, man. This town has gotten real strange. Not a drop of water at Weequahic Falls today.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what the heck it's called. Yeah. I went to that school for a little while when I was a kid.
Yep.
For school, for a road trip.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a drop of water. I had a really good conversation with just about everybody here, and the consensus is that fish are gone. They're just here for fun, and you can bass fish here if you want, but that's about it. So the days of catching jumbo bluegills are over. That's the consensus. He's catching, these guys right here are catching, and then that guy had his daughter and stuff, and I wasn't going to harass them. Like, I wasn't going to put them on camera and be like, hey, can I put you on camera and, like, be a part of my stupid YouTube channel? Nah. He's got a lot of nice cards and stuff. He seemed like a good guy. He would have probably been a good friend for me to have. I'll tell you, the older I get, the harder it is to want to make friends and be like, what's your number? And check out my YouTube. There's no point in all that. The older you get, you're like, I've done it a couple times, and it's like, people are so busy. They got families and kids and blah, 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 blah. I dropped my cigarette in there. People have families, they got kids, they don't got time to have friends. And I got a couple people, me and another guy, we were supposed to go riding. He never ever texted me back. That's how it goes at my age, unless you meet somebody younger. You almost have to meet somebody that's in college, as whacked out as it sounds. Listen, here's the deal. Motorcycles get dirty. Motorcycles get chips all the time. They get chips, they get dirty, no matter how much you work on them, no matter how hard you try to keep them clean. You're never going to keep your bike clean. Never. Never. No matter how hard you try. So, you either got to realize it. Don't buy something brand new. Just don't do it. It ain't worth your time. I'm telling you right now, go get yourself something used. Fix it up. Try to make it look clean enough. And if it runs good, try to get it under 10,000 miles. And, it's the only way to go. And don't smoke. I don't condone smoking at all. It's the worst habit I've ever picked up. I'm not like other people on YouTube that are going to sit and try to hide their addictions. I've always been honest with you, and I'm sorry if it offends anybody. But, man, my wrist still hurts. I went down. Well, I didn't go down. It went down. I went under it. I went like this, right? I went to grab it and it fell on me. And nothing looks out of place. Every little scratch I've already had. Nothing broke off. I don't see anything new. Lesson learned. Stop being an idiot. Stop thinking you know everything, even though that's what gets you. You're driven for so long that you think you know everything. She wants gum and monsters. That's good. I can do that today. Now I got this This worked perfectly for me. The only problem I got now is I got to tie it up. And it's looking like it's going to rain on me. So what I was saying is, get yourself a cheap bike. It doesn't have to be extremely cheap, but don't go buy a new one. It ain't worth your time. Now, you're going to say to me, listen, I've been doing it for 20 years. It doesn't mean I know everything, but let me tell you something. There's a lot of people that are willing to sell new bikes. Like they just bought them and they hold them for a couple of years with 5,000 miles and they made a bad decision. They don't want it. They're all over. That's how I got mine. They're all over the place. They get a bike, they didn't really want one, and they find out the hard way. They're making payments on it. They finally had enough, and they sell it for a reasonable price, and it's only got 10,000 miles on it. Do whatever you want to do, but otherwise, you know what's going to happen is you're going to get your first scratches and stuff like that here and there, and it's going to eat you away because you got so much money you owe on it, and you end up paying 12, 15,000 when you could have paid $7,000 and got one with a couple of scratches, and you're going to end up getting the same scratches anyway. Could you imagine? Look at, they even keep the tires pumped up. That's respect. I don't think people really realize what war is all about and the soldiers that gave their lives, but I digress. That's just a completely different... Imagine having to go into World War II and you're called to action to save your country, and you're not even about war, and you just wanted to be a doctor, or you wanted to be just a regular person with a job and support your family, and you're made to go over to a land and fight like that. Makes you think, don't it? Just what kind of world we live in, huh? Anyway, this is the VFW, and people love it. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Check that out. They actually made some like that. It looks like he just put this one together, but I've actually seen some like that were actually designed that way. These are some old little, look at this. I don't even know what this is for. Is this stuff even, man, oh, that's a grinder stone? That's a tiller? That's pretty cool, ain't it? Whatever. I thought that was interesting enough for a little thing. I don't want to get him all worked up, so get the hell out of here. There are some people out there that'll just run you over straight out. They'll just kill you. It was one of those days today, and I'm telling you, one of those days that make you question whether or not it's even enjoyable to have a bike anymore. There was, what do you call it? I was making a left turn right here to come home at the lights, and I'm safe enough. I mean, I'm really relatively safe compared to people that I know, which I guess ain't saying much. But, I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm the safest guy in the world. But I had a good 100 yards of space, and I'm not kidding when I tell you that a guy was doing over 100 miles an hour down Mason Street, which is like a main road here. So when I was making a left turn, he was coming at me at 100. You couldn't even tell. I couldn't tell when I looked at him. Look at the bunny. I couldn't tell when I looked at him that he was doing 100 miles an hour. And I'll tell you, I had to swerve back into traffic next to a car. He would have just killed me. It would have been an instant death. It would have been all his fault. You can't do 100 miles an hour down Mason Street. But he was racing and he's driving a beat up. Dude, you can't fix stupid. And I'm stupid for not sitting there. It was when you turn, it's only the left and right lane. So once I made the decision to turn, it was that, get out of his, try to make it across when he was coming at 100 or turn back into my lane. And then right by me was a car, so I had to merge back into that lane next to a car, and the guy seen it all, and he just looked at me and slowed down and shook his head at the other driver, and he was just happy to see that I'm alive. And it's okay. I'm not afraid to die, but it would suck to die to an idiot like that. It was just a young, dumb idiot kid. He was missing half the front of his car. It was a Saturn of all vehicles, an old Saturn, white one. He's doing like 85 or 100 miles an hour trying to race a Scat Pack or something, and it's just like just being a dumb kid, you know. And man, so it's like, if you're gonna ride a bike, and today's just been one of them days, everything's gone wrong, and sometimes you have those days when you're on a bike where everything just seems to go wrong. But if you're gonna ride a bike, like, you gotta just remember that the risk of dying is gonna be there at all times, no matter what. It's gonna be right there with you. And I just learned that again today. I could have had a helmet on, it would have made a lick of difference. It actually was better I didn't have one, because I'm more, when you don't have a helmet, you're more aware of your situation. Yeah. Heaven forbid she's ready to go outside. She's only been out here. Go. So what a day. What an experience. It's been one of them days where it's like, I should probably just put the bike away. Everything that could go wrong went wrong, and I've made it home safe, so. But that really like changed my perspective. Like, this is why people don't ride. I mean, I didn't do everything I could. I could have stayed in the lane and just sat there and waited a long time, but it was way safe distance naturally if somebody was doing the speed limit, which was 30 miles, 30. He was easily doing, and I'm not kidding, 90 or 100 miles an hour. So even when people are speeding at me, you can usually tell when they're speeding, which even if they are at 100 yards, he was literally doing 100 miles an hour. So he came so fast that when I started turning, it was like, I might have made it, but he could have clipped me. So I turned back into my lane, and then the guy next to me in a brand new Acura, I stayed on the left side, and of course I didn't have my camera on. But it wasn't my fault at all. But it just, that guy obviously didn't care about his life, my life, anybody's lives. His whole car was missing. Half the car, it looked like he's been in 3 accidents probably already in the last week or two, because it had all different colors of other people's cars on it. It was missing half the hood. It was ripped up. You couldn't even see over it. The windshield was cracked. He had 3 different colors of cars. He was missing a fender, and it's like, we got these people on the roads with us that really don't care if you live or die. It's crazy to me. Like, it's one thing to be like dangerous, and it's another to just literally put people's lives at risk for no reason. So that's the world we're living in. You see it every day on the news. So if you're gonna ride, you're almost safer on the highway on a motorcycle than you are anywhere else. As crazy as that sounds, because the highway is, I mean, if you're gonna fall off the bike, you're gonna slide. So, I mean. And you're always wearing your helmet. You really can't go on the highway without a helmet, or your eyes will get all fucked up. Or if a rock hits you in the head, it's going to hurt real bad, unless you're on a country highway doing 55. So you're safer on the highway is what I'm saying. You are, for sure. If you go down, you're going to slide and you're going to get some road rash, but you're not going to hit like a telephone pole. You're not going to have somebody T-bone you. Like, you're so much, I would imagine way more people die at intersections than on the highway. It has nothing to do with how fast you're going until you get going way, way too fast, you know? Or maybe if you T-bone a really big deer or something like that, but you're going to slide on the highway. Have a nice day. He's awesome. Now, he's a really nice one. He's a Vietnam vet, and everybody looks up to him in the neighborhood. I help him snowplow other people's driveways. He is relentless at helping people in the neighborhood. I mean, he goes out of his way, even if they're not reciprocal. He's unbelievable. I've never seen a guy like him. He's got a bike too, a nice Harley. Every time somebody needs help, he's there, even if he can't afford it. Anyway, now I realize that I'm not referring to him at all. Some of the old timers like him, Vietnam vets and stuff like that that are on bikes. Now today, I really realize why they're so mean and negative, and they don't give a shit. And they probably all, if they aren't vets, which they probably are, and seen war, which already, and they watch this country go to shit, so they probably already hate it, and they don't like anybody but people that are part of their group probably, or their family or whatever, you know, that they know are American, like, at heart, whatever. I'm not going to speculate. What I'm saying is I get it today. I've been in situations where I've almost got hit, but today was the day, like, that was the real deal. I made a split decision to back off and take a side swipe if I got one, and that saved my life. I thought more about it, and it was a very split decision, and that decision saved my life 100%. I would have got clipped. He wasn't hitting the brakes at all. If I would have had it on camera, he would have been in jail. I mean, I wouldn't have ratted him out. I'm not like that, but he should have been in jail is what I'm saying. I mean, it was just straight up, would have been just straight up murder of me. 100 miles an hour on Mason Street now. I'm on a bike like this. I've never done that kind of that speed. But I mean, that's here nor there. I'm just saying that now I realize these guys probably have been in situations like that before, and they've just had enough. Now I'm certain they never wear helmets. Old timers don't seem to ever have a helmet on, and they figured if they made it through the Vietnam War, they'd make it on their motorcycle. And look, I am pro. I am on their side, is what I'm saying. And now I'm starting to realize more. When they see me and I'm waving or putting two fingers down, they're probably thinking, F that kid. That even though I'm not a kid, they're probably like, that guy don't know shit. Now I don't blame them. After today, like, I'm earning my stripes for some reason, because I've never really put on 3,000 miles a year, okay? So I didn't get myself in all these situations all the time like I'm getting myself into. I would put on a couple 100 miles a year on the bike, and it was just, like a hobby. Like, this year I put on 2,500, or I'll be putting on 3,000 miles, okay? Maybe 4,000 by the time summer's over, because I plan on going up north for another couple 100-mile runs to my dad's, 3 or 4 times this summer or more. And you start seeing all these instances where I should really... And I started thinking about it, and I hate wearing this helmet, but I got the camera, and you can see the front of it on the face. Like, you can see the camera. So it's like, people see it when they're even coming at you, I think. So I think they slow down a lot more when they see they're being recorded. So, because I got that whole thing where you can see it hanging off my face. It's clearly a camera. I mean, you could probably see it from a good 50 feet, 100 feet away that I got a camera strapped to my face, even if it's not recording. It's going to change young people's decision making if they're on tape. So now I'm kind of like, but it wouldn't have saved my life, is what I'm saying. I would have had evidence at least, but I would have been dead instantly. Like, it wouldn't matter if I had a helmet on or not. I was dead. I could have tried to jump off my motorcycle over his car, hit the top of his car. I would have had broken legs, and he didn't have no insurance. No way. Anyway, you're like, Switch, that's the why none of us are riding motorcycles. And now you're right. I don't think like that, though. That's the problem with me. I'm irrational to a fault with myself. Like, to me, it's like, I'm going to live how I fucking want to live. Nobody's going to tell me how to live. It's the American way. I'm an effing American, and I'm going to live the way I want to live. Out in the open, I'm going to do what I want to do, and nobody's going to stop me. And that stuff works until it doesn't, until you're dead. It works until you're dead. And today was a wake-up call, because I've seen a lot of shit where I knew I'd survive. It would have been ugly. This kid was an idiot, man. He was a straight-up fucking idiot. that had no business. He probably doesn't even have a license. And I'm doing a long form video because, so enough of that, but how about talking about why I'm doing this long form, probably almost an hour video? Because I'm trying new things. I went with the, make one 8 to 10 minutes and you'll get all the views. That's what a standard YouTube video is. That's what people's attention spans are. And you see a big difference with this camera when people see it. I'm going to have to start, hey, I don't know the percentage on people that die on motorcycles, but I'll bet you it's high. I'll bet you it's within like 1 in 10 or something. I'll have to look up the stats, but I'm really starting to see it now that I put on, because in the last 10 years, I've probably only put on 5,000 miles on 3 different bikes. This year, I'm going to put on dang near most of that in 1 year. So now I'm really starting to see how dangerous things can get, you know. And I haven't even really been starting the night riding, which I think is probably better because you're going to have less people and they can visibly see your lights, I would imagine. But I shouldn't even say that, but yeah, so that's something different. That's a wake-up call. If I would have had that on camera, boy, I wish. And I think so when they see me, like, I think it's a completely different picture when you see me with a helmet and a big camera coming at you, and more noticeable than you see me just riding with no helmet, just like blasé, like I don't care about nothing, I'm a badass, blah, blah, blah. And then I think you get treated a lot different. Catch 22, it looks like I'll be in this damn helmet most of the time. Which is crazy because I rode a moped, listen to this, for since I was like 15, 16, I got 15, maybe younger. And I put like 50,000 miles on it. And I never once had a helmet. It did 40 miles an hour. I don't know. I had 0 problems. I wonder if the world was just different. I wonder if the world was just that much different back then. Now it just seems like people really do not care if they kill you. People have lost all care for if they kill you. I looked in that kid's eyes when he was going by me because it kind of went in slow motion. He did not care. I got like a snapshot of his face in his car, and I'll never forget it. And he did not care. He had no care in the world, dude. He was empty. His soul was empty. He did not care. That was the scariest part, because there was never going to be any getting through to him. I could have followed him. I could have turned around and followed him home. It wouldn't have mattered. It would have went in. It would have went. He wouldn't even entered his first year. He doesn't care at all. I got this Tesla on me because one of them's a cop. One of them's a cop, and it's exactly like this car. It's exactly that. It doesn't have a fucking plate on it. Like it has a regular plate. I didn't get the numbers. I'm sure I could look back on my videos. So anyway, I decided to make a bigger, longer videos right now. Not because they're more interesting, but obviously if people like me, they're going to find longer videos just as pleasurable. One of my favorite YouTubers' name is Post10. I go through cycles with YouTubers just like you probably do, where you get bored of them and then you pick back up on them. And his videos are all 2 and 3 hours long. And it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, I enjoy spending time with the viewer, or giving them a look into my life. So you almost got like a full day of me. Now I'm going to the store to get that gum I told you about, and I left my phone at home to do the half hour I have editing. And then, like I told you, if you're going to start doing it, you edit it and then you break it down, because it's 60 gigabytes. And when it comes out, it'll only be 10 gigabytes, and then you delete all the original files. And then you just have 10 gigabyte video for 60 minutes, because for some reason it must break it down in the editor. Even though it's still in 4K, it must put it in a different format that takes up less bandwidth, or less storage memory. And That's the way you do it. So I learned that, and I could legitimately make 5-hour videos. I'm not gonna. That's crazy talk. But man, today's been rough for me, everybody. I'm starting to think there's a conspiracy at this point. Just the questions I was asked and stuff. Like, I think there's like a group of people trying to buy the house or something, or trying to like not force me out, but like, it's just too coincidental that all the things that happen in 1 week, and they want my dad to sell the house, I think, is what I'm saying. They're trying to find a reason, because we watched out the window and these salesmen didn't even go to anybody else's houses but mine, and they just left the block. And yesterday my dad got an offer on the house, and a big one, big, and because it's by the stadium, it's a good location, blah, blah, blah. My dad wants something to do with it, an offer, you know? So it's like, I don't know. I can't say for sure. It might sound crazy, and I probably am crazy, but it's just, you know, it could just be a lot of things that add up into one. Like, there's been a lot of rain lately, and basement solutions would be a thing. The house is old, and it's maybe they're picking out older houses to try to get people at. And so there could be a lot of things, but it just so many things in 1 week that it starts to, I don't know, it starts to be goofy, you know? But, so here I am at my favorite place again. They say no backpacks, but I put it in the cart, and they have the best security in the world here. They're watching you 24/7. You're not going to steal anything here. I don't steal. I never do. I gave that up a long time ago. But if you do, don't ever do it here. They got the best cameras in the world. I had to come back here a couple times because they didn't put all my food in the bag, or there was a couple different reasons, or they charged me twice one time. They went to that camera. I sat there at the security room, and their cameras are like a casino. I mean, they got zoomed down into my receipt. They literally could see my receipt in my hand. At Walmart, you'd never have that. They literally zoomed right into it. And we're like, they couldn't believe I was telling the truth, because I always dress like a goofball. You know how I am. And I'm always walking around with a backpack. I'm always doing everything I shouldn't be doing. But I'm always honest, and I pay. And I usually get treated really well once they find out, because they kind of usually treat me a little suspiciously, the way I dress and act. But then they find out that I was 100% honest, and they get to know you after a while. I actually worked here for a while. I was a cart pusher in till that kid asked me, that my coworker asked me to wire his car for him, and I accidentally started it on fire. And then he brought his mom to work the next day, and he was crying, and they were trying to sue me. And he begged me to do it. He begged me to wire his car, and they were trying to sue me and everything, and get all my information from the manager. And the kid was crying, and it was a complete accident, misunderstanding. I accidentally wired it to the wrong. Well, I wired it to the right place, but you weren't supposed to ever do it to a BMW, because they have hot wire. And I was just a young kid. Just started college for. I just started college for automotive repair, and I thought I was a hot shot, and I was drinking. And I said, "Yeah, bring the sensor over. We'll figure it out." And he was there with me, trying to figure it out. And he agreed to everything, and he was just as much fault as me, so I never did get sued or anything. There was no lawsuit capable, but the car did go up in flames. It started on fire right in my apartment, that apartment I showed last week that I used to live in. And it burnt down right there. Had to get towed out of there. And he was at work crying here the next day. I mean, just bawling. His mom was screaming at me, and I just left. I didn't know what to do. How am I supposed to stay at work and work with this guy anymore? It was impossible. It was so awkward. I just thought, F it. And it was such a good job. All I did was push carts, and I started at like $15 an hour. And that was back in 2000, whatever it was, 9 or something. And it's employee owned. It's a great job. So if you got a Woodman's around you and you're young and you're going to college, this is a great place to apply to push carts. So going in. So check this out. I'm obviously the worst at shopping for food. I got her gum. This Nancy's is really freaking good. It's on sale for $6 because it's a new brand. Even Monsters dropped to $21. They were $26. This is the only way to get Snickers at the old price. This bag is $15, but you get over 2 pounds. You get 36 ounces. There's absolutely nothing comparable to it in the store. It's under 40 cents an ounce. You got to look at the ounces. They'll try to trick you because other things look cheaper, but it says PK, not OZ. That's per pack, not ounce. You don't want that. So you look for the cheapest price per ounce, and this was over half the price of every other Snickers. So now all they're minis, and I'll have to open up how many. I'll end up eating more because I don't know how many minis. Probably only 3 minis at this point in the Snickers bar if you see how small they are. It's just, what world are we living in? What world? What world are we living in? So that's it. I came to the store for all that for just this little bit. Now it's about packing it in this bag. It shouldn't be too hard. Usually when I come to the grocery store, I get crazy. But this shouldn't be too bad. Usually I get nuts and nothing fits, and these Nancy's pizzas are pretty small. But look at, they got like the whole family tradition. And I know all these boxes do, but man, if this would have fit in my regular back pocket so I didn't have to put the freaking Monsters over it to crush it. Of course not. Just too big. If I knew if it was wrapped inside, I would take it out, but it'll fit perfectly in there. Now, do I put the Monster in first, or do I put the Monsters in first and then the pizza in front or behind? Anybody know? Which way is the pressure gonna? Whatever. I'll carry the pizza on my back. That's the plan. I'll tie the pizza up. Man, I'll tell you, the world has gotten me just tired out. I feel sorry for everybody that watches my videos because I know almost all of you, and I know how hard you work. And I know that you're like, Switch, shut the fuck up. Stop complaining. You get to ride your motorcycle. You get to do whatever the F you want. Your dad's helps take care of you still at my age, which is ridiculous. And you're right. You're right about a lot of that. But I'll tell you, it's like, don't think that it's all fun. I'm finding out today that it's we're not living in a world where it's fun to be in hardly anymore. We're living in a world where it's dangerous, and it's just not. People, it's just, we're not in a place where people even care about each other anymore. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. Everywhere I go, I'm on guard. Completely on guard that something could happen, that somebody might, everywhere I go, I'm sure you're feeling the same way, I'm sure. Like my buddy Johnny delivers pizzas. I'm sure every house he goes to, he's got a gut feeling he's got to be careful, that somebody might pull a gun and try to rob him for his little, when it says clearly on his website, they don't carry any more than $20, and somebody will probably, like, he's got to be careful everywhere he goes, and or people might not even tip, or the Uber drivers out there, and so I do completely realize it. I just had a day where it was like, eye-opening. It was eye-opening where it's like, we're just not living in Pleasantville anymore, and it's something that I have to accept. I can't keep pretending. I can't keep pretending that we're in a society that cares about each other. I'm freaking naive. I'm oblivious out there. I'm smiling and I'm gonna go fishing, looking like a stupid asshole, you know? And when a lot of people that are in front of me, they're thinking, I don't give a fuck about my life. It's never gonna change. I don't care if I kill somebody. You see on the news every day. Every day you see it on the news. Every one of my gauge lights is now out because they're all from 20 years ago. Everyone. Now you're to the point where I have to rip the whole, I started looking at it, and you got to rip all the cables out that control the speedometer. You got to watch out for. You get to a point where do I just design a bracket at this point with all the work I've done? Design an LED bracket above it that shines down on it? I think that's what I'm going to do. I got to get a really cool helmet. That's my next plan is to buy a really nice helmet. Yeah, nobody stole my microphone. I leave it right in there because otherwise I'd have to take it all out of that pouch I made if you watch my other videos and all that nonsense. So I got what do I got? I got 12 Monsters because they're a necessity. I drink coffee a lot. She's all about them Monsters. I'm not judging anybody for anything. Do whatever you gotta do. I drink them too. But I like coffee. I'll substitute for coffee when I can sometimes. There's Teslas everywhere now. Everywhere. There must be like some sort of sale, or did other cars get so expensive that I can tell right now I'm doing 30 miles an hour. When you ride a bike long enough, you don't even need a speedometer. So, I mean, if you're on the highway and it's 80, then it's really kind of touchy. I can tell the difference between 25, 30, 35, and 45, no problem. Just by what gear I'm in and RPMs, I can feel it. I just realized it's such a different, we're never going back as society, and it's really, really getting hard to accept for decent people that just want to have a very decent life, and we're sacrificing already, and all of us are. Everybody that I'm talking to, we're sacrificing. You're sacrificing. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care if you make $100,000 a year, if you make $10 an hour, $25 an hour, if you make $200 a night serving, if you make $400 serving, $300. We're all sacrificing. We all know it. We're all giving everything we can to the system. We all are. Whatever we can, we're giving. We're all pretty much broke. Maybe some of us are saving money. None of us are getting extremely rich. If you are, God bless you. I don't know. But we're all just getting by, and we're all doing our part. And then, the poor society that is just giving up. And I don't blame them. That's the thing. I was there, so when somebody almost hits me or that kid don't give a shit, it's so hard for me. Like I told you, I wouldn't even call the cops. It's so hard for me when I've been in jails and I've done time, how many times, and I'm a multiple felon myself, to look and say, they might be living here. If anything, they're probably living right here. If I drove around long enough, maybe I'd find that person's car. Or they're sleeping in a Walmart parking lot or whatever. Like, it's so hard for me to ever get in the mindset where I'd be like, I could blame them. It's so hard. It sucks to be that. Like, I hate it, but it's true. Like, I wouldn't call the cops or nothing. I can't even, I'm so mad at him, but I can't blame him. It's like maybe there's nothing for him to live for and there's no option. We all know that we're barely making it. We're making it, but, you know, at any moment, any one of us could have something happen where we're not making it. Any disease, we get something that our insurance won't cover. We get something happens, you know, we break a leg. Any one of us could be going through it. Or if them tornadoes would have hit the house the other day. Or, like, would we care if we sit around and watch everybody else gets to survive and at least eat and everything, and we're out walking around? And a motel now, I went over to this motel, this effing dump. I'll drive by it. The biggest dump over here that'll let you live there monthly, and it's like, it is $1,500 or something a month to live at this dump Motel 6 over here. And I'll roll through as long as there ain't anybody that I think will jump me in the parking lot. They would. That's what we're gotten to. $1,500, $2,000 a month. More than that. More. I didn't want to sound ridiculous. I know it's more because I saw the receipt. My buddy had begged me for a ride. He said he had bed bugs, and I brought him over here. It was $146 or $164 for one night, and they're offering like monthly rental. And I want to say, hopefully they'll have a sign, so I don't have to keep speculating. But it was out fucking rageous over here. And then you get a Subway sub that's now $20 a sub or something. Unless you got an app and all the right coupon codes, which I got, you can get them then. Then you can get them for, you know, $7. But that's only people that's got all the coupon codes not paying cash. You can't pay cash. So you have to have a bank account. Like, you know, all the stipulations. It's, the poor people aren't going to have it like that. They're not going to have bank accounts and everything ready to go. Man, I might be screwed here. I read the law. Believe this. Hey, I want to tell you something. Believe this. This is the law, right? If you sit for more than 45 seconds and you know it's skipping you on purpose because it's on a sensor, if you know that, it is not illegal to break the law. And, see, it is not illegal to break the law. Thank God. And now he might have went. It would not be illegal for me to run through the red light after 45 seconds. And would I get pulled over? Maybe, but that is actually the law. We had to go through it. It was a question on my exam. You can actually, it's like a trick question. You can literally break the law if the light won't change for you. Here I'm trying to show you guys this motel for no reason. It's the opposite way of my house. That Perkins used to be fucking awesome. Awesome. They had the awesome managers. They paid good. They had awesome food. You'll notice the parking lot is empty. They hired all new losers. Look at it. They hired all new fucking losers there. I hate to say that, and I hope that... Look at these guys. I hate to say that, but it's true. I hate to say it, but they destroyed the place. We went in there and they said, we don't have no... My dad asked for soup. It was only 6 in the afternoon or 5, and they said, we don't have any super salads. They refuse to make them as employees. They won't do it. It's too much work. They won't even do it. I worked at this Subway. It's horrible. Horrible. It was open all night, and they started me at $9 an hour. This is it. This dump here. Look at it. Yeah, I better not stick around too long. As you can see, it's a fucking dump. Get the fuck out of here. People don't want to be recorded for my fucking benefit to my channel. Honestly, they would if I went up there and gave them a joint or something. One day I'm going to have to do that. Give out $5 or 24-ounce beers for interviews or something. But tonight's just not that night. I don't think they were taking a monster for an interview, an honest interview about their life and drug addiction. Oh, 100%. We got the worst roads in Green Bay. I got to make it. I don't even want to go up into that one dump over there because you can't get out. You just simply can't get out up here. I forgot what the name of the road is. You get stuck in there. They wanted to live in that fucking shithole is like I want to say $2,500 or $3,000. It is so much money because they got people over a barrel. Because you're talking let me think. Let me think this through. I think it's like $100 a night. So what is that? 30 days? Yeah, $3,000. They bring it down to like $75 or $100 a night if you pay monthly. It's owned by the Arabs. I have nothing against them. They're making their money, boy, aren't they? Sure are. They're making their money, and you can't blame them. Because how do we know how much it costs them to operate that business and this, that, blah, 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 blah. Down there, too, same thing. That's Section 8 housing, so that's on the government, but dang, that's sick. Sick little bike. It probably does 50 miles an hour and shit. What else you need to do? That's good. I'm just trying to cruise, so I'm going to get out of this person's way. These electric cars these electric cars are always cruising fucking. I don't blame them. They're smooth. They run good. Now she's doing the speed limit. She was right up my ass. I'm just trying to talk to you all. Trying to give you like sights and sounds of the city. We don't have any. Hey, I can run with the best of them. Trust me, I live like that. Give me 5 minutes over there and I'll be able to blend right in. But showing up on a like this is just asking for it. Asking for arguments and stuff. Like, hey, how poor are you? Yeah, you smoking crack tonight? You got to get it. Like, I got to get over there on my little bike that's all spray painted. And then do the interview. I'm going to do it. My first video that gets 100 views, I start rolling. I get my first 1,000 viewers, I'll do it. I'll go over there on my bicycle and I'll start getting real interviews. But I'm not going to put myself out there for 20 views. It just doesn't make any sense, does it? I used to run from the cops here all the time. This was my main goal, right through the park right there on my moped. People have sex back here. They sure do. This is one of them spots where people have sex in their vehicles, so. The cops come through periodically, but they don't have enough police force back here to trust me to watch it. Just a true story, okay? It's 100% true. Yeah, this used to be my main run through, where I run through there, right through the park on my moped, and so all going back to that kid, we were living in a time where, how do you expect these people to survive, man? You're talking, these guys, what's happening is them guys we seen on the right in that parking lot are all living in the same room. Whoever can afford it that night, they're all trying to hustle. It is what it is, and you can't blame them. What are they going to do? How else are they going to get a job? Who's going to give you a job if you have a drug addiction? Nobody. And if they do, it's for $20 an hour, maybe 15. If you're lucky and you know somebody, you're still, oh man, you're going to work all day for the $150 you need to pay for the one night. There is just no way out in this world now. It is so bad that I don't even know. Like when I lived in Vegas, you could, it was, and I thought it was crazy. It was $700 a month in Vegas, and we split it between people when I first moved there. So it was $350 a person, about $300 a person or something. We had 3 people in one bedroom, no actual bedroom, just an open room with a little kitchenette and like a microwave. That's all it had. And so yeah, when you run through the park here, it comes through, and you come right down this hill and zip through the neighborhoods, and you get away. When we used to rob. But yeah, so Vegas was affordable, you know, $700. So it ain't that bad when you think about it. It was like about $300 a person a month. Now that same place, last time I called in, it was like $2,300, $2,400. Just outrageous prices. $2,000 I think was the cheapest, and it all depends on the month because March Madness comes to town and you're paying $3,000 a month. So triple in price now. It's unaffordable. It would have been from $300 to $1,000 a person. We had no jobs in. So when I got to Vegas, I picked up a moped for $300 that was used. I didn't need any license plates. They had no license plate laws at the time. Boom, I was straight. I only went with $1,000. Boom, I was straight in there. And then I got a job at Five Guys for a little while. Started saving up enough money. I paid a couple months up. Worked my way into a different job. Then I worked over to was a potato guy at the In-N-Out there, making $20 an hour. And then I went into car sales and motorcycle sales, like I told you. Like you could live like that. You could live on this. You could go from the street to live in a decent life, just like that. Just with a little ambition, you could survive. You can't do that no more. They've taken that away from people. That's how horrible of a society we're in. And I'm sorry if you think I'm so negative tonight, but I'm seeing it through that lens today, you know. With my bipolar might be acting up, and there's a lot of positive people that are so positive about everything. I do not know how they do it. I really don't know how they can see the world, but they don't see the same world I'm seeing. There's no way. They don't see it from a street person's perspective that's been there, done that, from the street, you know. No way. No way are they seeing it the way I'm seeing it. If they can just be happy and say, everybody's trying their best and everything's gonna be okay and it's Mr. Rogers' fucking neighborhood, and no fucking way that people can really believe that. Well, I'm gonna try this long form video and hope whoever does watch enjoyed it today. They got to see it from dang near sun up to sundown, or midday to evening. Have a nice night. Or day, or morning if you're watching it.